Ciao everybody, welcome to Mosaico, the channel putting the pieces together. I'm so excited today because it's our first Q&A. We'll see how it's gonna go, but I'd like to do this regularly because it's fun, because I get to interact with people, and because I get to do research on things that frankly I never knew that existed. And now, without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start with the basis because some of you got to ask really nice but simple questions, and I love that. Thank you. It actually gives me a very nice way to start. Hey Ginevra, what's up? So glad to see you on Instagram again. Thank you so much. I'm good. How are you? Many people get concerned when they don't see you on social media for a long time, but actually that may or may not be a sign of health more than anything else. But I'm really good. Thank you. I just want to reiterate that this podcast or channel or whatever you want to call it, it's not about me, but it's about the work that I really want to do. But I hope you're really well too. Then let me see, we have somebody who's like, what is this thing? LOL. And I initially actually responded to that question. Well, check it out. It could be many things. And that's right. I don't want to define Mosaico right now. Just yet. Just for a while. Because there is so much around that's preaching and paternalistic, purpose-oriented. I would say that Mosaico is a divulgation channel. We'll talk about things that I like and I enjoy, and possibly, hopefully you enjoy too. So, but it will not be just a podcast. Hopefully we'll start with videos and little investigations, little questions. But what I hope to do is to actually put the pieces together. So I will strive to bring up the truth, or where I believe, honestly, is the truth about the things that come up. If there's one thing about me and that everybody knows about me, is that I'm a truth lover. Whatever it's harsh or not convenient to know, I'm only interested in the truth, and I hope so do you. And now we got the most interesting question in this Q&A, and thank you so much for asking. Because it actually put some pieces in my mind together. So this person asked me to explain the Lucifer-Venus misconception. And I honestly didn't know what it was. But then when I looked it up, it was a duh moment. I was like, of course. So I think everybody who belongs or comes from more or less a Christian background, like I do, knows Lucifer as Satan. Or if we want to be even more specific, Lucifer was known as God's favorite angel. He was so cool. He actually had godlike qualities that at some point he became cocky. God had a little bit of an ego hurt, and so he felt threatened and annoyed by him. And so what he did was that he took Lucifer, and as a punishment, he threw him out of heaven onto earth, and Lucifer's fall created a cone-shaped hole that eventually became his home, his kingdom. For the literature geeks like me, this is very well described by Dante Alighieri's Inferno, if anyone is interested in the Commedia. And Dante puts all the criminals, all the sinners, throughout the cone, according to how badly they behave. And honestly, I love this little intellectual concept. Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call it, is the antithesis of God. God's the Alpha. Satan, Lucifer, whatever, is the Omega. They are specular. They are both powerful. One represents the good, one represents the bad, but they are basically equals and represent two different sides of the same coin. I love this. Anyways, to answer this question, we must go to the etymology of the name Lucifer. Lucifer is the combination of two Latin words, luci plus fero. Luci means light, and fero is a verb and means to bring. So how awesome was this guy, the fallen angel? His name was literally the bringer of light. I honestly can't understand. I can empathize with God to get a little annoyed at him. And who else is the bringer of light? Look at the sky, you all, and you'll see the answer. The goddess of beauty and Lady Gaga's song, Venus. The misinterpretation comes from the fact that Lucifer is not Satan, but is actually Venus, because Venus is another bringer of light. It appears in our night skies and, to some of us, makes us dream. Well, another cheeky fact is that actually Venus has a very similar composition to the Earth, but its atmosphere is mainly made up of carbon dioxide and nitrogen and some other gases, and that's why its surface is so shiny. But the next time you look at the sky and you see it bright, you can think of Venus as Lucifer. I hope I answered properly. This question was so cool. Thank you so much for asking. And please keep asking whatever comes to your head. I'm ready to respond literally any question. So now let's go to our last question for our first Q&A. And it's actually not a question, but a great compliment. And I was like so flattered. And it's in French. So I hope you're ready to, make an intellectual effort here. Ginevra, t'es très belle, sophistiquée et intelligent. Thank you. This is really something that people should hear at least once a day. But I just want to say one thing before I leave you. I really believe that brightness and darkness are the opposite sides of the same coin. Think about it, like Lucifer, the guy we mentioned before. He was God's favorite angel, a fallen angel, and yet he's also Satan. So please never believe what you see at face value. I mean, sometimes yes, otherwise you're gonna just overthink, but nothing is really always what it seems. Now, thank you so much for listening to Mosaico, and I hope you come back next time. Ciao belli!